everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Eitan.
Welcome back to the 10th episode of the Younger Half podcast. We're flying through episodes, guys.
Yes.
We are two 14-year boys from New Jersey who discuss, debate, and share insights on everything from history to politics, sports, and events, and more. Follow us on Instagram at The Younger Half to see more of our podcasts. Check us out on your favorite podcasting platform at The Younger Half. You can also check out our YouTube channel to see our faces during our podcast. Also, if you'd like to help other podcasts by supporting us, head to anchor.fm/episode is out. TheYoungerHalf.com will be launched. We hope that it will be this week, so hopefully when this is out, it will be launched by then. And as always, keep an eye out for merch. This week, we hope to make some progress with merch, and let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. So this past week, the DNC was held, and
the Democratic National Convention, where Joe Biden and Kamala Harris accept the presidency and the vice presidency.
yeah, so when former Vice President Biden accepted the nomination for President of the United States, he delivered a great speech that even Fox News anchors that are known to criticize him and several pro-Trump followers really said that he, as I'll quote one of the Fox News anchors, he hit the ball out of the park. They said that he delivered a really amazing speech. And yeah, so I think that, like, I don't know what you think, but I think it's a pretty good time for him to, deliver a good speech and, as I said, hit a home run. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty good. I thought that Senator Harris, or soon to be maybe Vice President Kamala Harris' speech was better, because I thought that
Really?
I thought that she made it like personal and like tied it in. You know what I'm saying? And tied it into like being personal, which a lot of times it will connect people more when it makes it personal, and they see who's really behind the vice president Kamala Harris and stuff like that. You know, Biden's was very politician like. I don't know how to put into words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but that's what Kamala Harris is known for. She was spotted at the debate, and she was called out for it, not in a bad way, for her personal speech and her even attacks against Joe Biden, that she used her personal experience as being the one of the only black girls to first ride the bus. And she really always when she speaks, she really draws like people's emotions, and she uses like personal experience to...
Right, similar. Yeah, right. It's true, because that's what I feel like makes, not always, because you have to find the balance, right? You can't give like your life story and tell, when I was 13 and I was walking to the park on a random Saturday afternoon, or you know what I'm saying? So you do need to find the balance. Also is an important thing, obviously, with a speech, because you can't just go out there and just also give an angry speech and just ramble and go crazy. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but also, like, I think Biden's speech, as you say, I know it was a little like politician-y, but it was true. He really delivered, and he said like a lot of things that need to be fixed, that people want to see fixed. And he, like, I know people
That's
said
my
like,
point. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like a
yeah, I
very
know,
politician like speech, is to
that's
say
his
what's
job,
wrong, and then promise to fix it, and or on the first day when I get elected, I will fill in the blank.
Right? Like that's the template,
Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
no,
that's what I liked about Harris's speech. It was different, and like, it wasn't just, when I become vice president, I promise to fill in the blank.
right, yeah, and I think that's why she was ultimately. I think she was a good choice because, like, of her political experience, and also she knows how to reach people. She knows how to rally a crowd, and she also has a support for when she ran for president. So, she has her people.
Right, right. Like we said on last episode, when she was, when it was announced within 24 hours, they got a $24 million
Yeah,
in
that still is
donations.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. If you think about that, that's $1 million an hour in donations.
Yeah, it's people. She has a fan base. She has a crowd, and they really helped, as we just said, like in his
Right.
campaign.
To
You
shoot
know.
up his some percentage. I think, like I said last week, I still think it was a good move.
Yeah. No, and she's also like, well, I think she's a good person, and you know.
Right. I mean, there's no way to know that because you know what I'm saying. It's
Right.
very, you know what I'm saying. It's like
On camera, she's a
exactly.
good
It's like
person.
it's like let's take a random athlete who donates millions and millions of dollars. Like I'm not denying that that's great, but I'm saying you could just do that for a PR standpoint or
Right.
anything else.
I agree. I agree. But
Yeah. So
on camera
yeah, on the topic of the
convention.
DNC, yeah, of conventions, um, is announced today that President Trump, like his the speaker list for the RNC, the Republican National Convention, came out today. So Trump will be speaking every night of the convention.
I'm surprised. No, I'm not. No, what I think is that I don't know if you're going to say something else, but what I think is that his speech is gonna have to be different than last 4 years 4 years ago, because he can't do a Joe Biden say the next 4 years I will do. He has to turn what he has done in the 4 years and say like how that progressed America and how it made America great again. He has to really
I never thought I'd hear you say that in a positive term.
no, but like I'm really surprised to see how he does it, because it's tough. Say he has to say that everything that he did in the last 4 years was great
He's very good
because
at that.
yeah, I know he's very
I
good at
think
self promotions.
I think it's gonna be a disaster if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't know why he's speaking every day.
I
He's gonna tweet like, oh, the best ratings in Fox News history
Yeah,
is
I can't see it going good.
yeah.
I think the media and people on social media are gonna have a field day with him.
I know. I hope he follows a teleprompter. That's what they make Joe Biden for, make fun of Joe Biden for. But I don't know. He's just. I hope it would be funny though if he just starts rambling. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean I can't see it going. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it going great. I just can't. Seeing every night at like what? How are you going to
How
say?
much does he have to say, right?
Yeah. Also, another thing on the DNC. I thought that President former President Obama's speech was great. What'd you think
Yeah.
about it?
No, I 100% agree. I feel like he always delivers a really good speech, and
Yeah,
he's
he's a very good speaker.
yeah, very, very good. And it was, people were like, it was funny,
That's
like
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
on like number one on trending on Twitter was like, I wish Obama was our president, and like they all loved his speech. It was
Right. Yeah. So
funny.
that's something that for me is kind of the opposite of President Trump. I respect Obama. He seems like a good guy. He's like you again. This is what I just brought up 2 minutes ago about like the PR standpoint. He's going to a store, he's shaking everybody's hands because everybody's gonna crowd around. Shakes every single one of their hands. He's buying the little girl behind him ice cream. You know what I'm saying? So that's like something that I can respect. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't, from what it seems like, he doesn't hold himself higher than other people. Seems like he has like good morals and stuff like that. But now I don't agree with him on politics, but I respect him.
Right, no, that's like a key thing in politics, that you have to respect each other as much as like you can go after the person. You really just have to still respect them.
Right. That's a big problem now, like nowadays.
Yeah, everyone's after each
Yeah,
other.
you know what I'm saying is that you can't like have you can't have a discussion without either walking away offended or walking away feeling like disrespected.
Right. Also, like something I want to add about the DNC, I felt the Democratic National Convention. I felt that it was like very like much of a family. Like they had a speech of like with Steph Curry, and he had his like little daughters like talking, and they also had like Joe Biden's granddaughters and grandchildren. I don't know, it just like it gave a little like family to it, and they were like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I like that about it.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I think that's gonna happen at the RNC also. They announced like
Really?
yeah, Trump Jr. is gonna speak. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just this next week and the weeks to come, I really just want to see like how it plays out and how like everyone's reaction to it and any controversial statements, you know,
Yeah. On topic of guests, guest speakers, like you just said, Stephen Curry spoke, the Obamas, the list goes on of great speakers who spoke.
and musicians who sang. There's a lot of them.
Right. So it's interesting to compare the DNC and the RNC's guest list. How like the DNC's like great, like great, like famous people, influential. You know what I'm saying? The RNC's is more like just a bunch of like senators, Trump's family. I could be a little mistaken. I'll go look right now, but I'm pretty sure that's like around what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's that's also a boost for the Biden campaign is that he has all these people, as you just said, with huge influences and millions of followers. That if they see their player, their singer, their favorite this and that talking and taking a political standpoint, they begin to support that person or they trust in them. You know,
Right. Yeah, like I had the list here. Like it's not like that much.
it's
It's
not
just like
exciting.
yeah, it's just like a lot of people close to him. Like Monday's a whole bunch of like representatives and senators who like defend him. So I don't know how to pronounce this person's last name, like Matt Gates or like the
Oh yeah,
representative,
Gates.
yeah, from Florida, or I think from Florida.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So and then like Tuesday is just a bunch of like people who are close to him and who you know like will defend him and say good things about him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a star-studded list. I would say like um like the DNC.
Yeah, I feel like that reflects on his presidency. I feel like a lot of people just lost respect for him. I don't know.
Is it that or is it that the
They
overall
just,
majority are Democrats?
well, like influencers,
Hmm?
like majority of influencers are Democrats. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
possible. I don't know. I feel like they could have got like someone. Well, obviously, as you said, like defending them. Why would they get someone who's anti-Trump? You know, like of
Yeah, that's
course
my
they're all
point.
gonna back him up. You know.
Yeah. He's just gonna get people to say good things about him, who say, no, etc. Great presidency. This Democrats are terrible. Trump will do this instead of Biden, and the usual. Same. It was the same thing at the DNC.
Right. So, well, as I said just before, I really like can't wait to see what plays down. You know.
Right. So on to the next topic. Recently, Fortnite and a lot of their like gaming hosts, so Apple and I'm pretty sure is it Microsoft, Dayton?
Yeah, Microsoft.
Right. So they've had a lot of clashing. So Apple has banned Fortnite because they created their own in-app payment, which that's not the problem. The problem is that Apple takes, I'm pretty sure it's either 20 or 30% of that commission that they make. So they made this in-app payment that will go through their system and they could get around the 20 or 30% that needs to go to Apple in the fee from a V-Buck, which is the currency in the game, from a purchase. Right? So it's like a very like sneaky thing that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So a lawsuit was filed and it's as follows. Fortnite claims that Apple is violating the antitrust law by controlling the Apple platform and making gaming companies give 20 or 30% commission. So, what are some thoughts you have? Who do you think is in the right? You think that Fortnite are should be suing? Do you think that they are right, or do you think that Apple has the right to take 30%? Has the right to like what are some thoughts you have?
Right. So there I have several thoughts. One of them is that let's start with what Apple is doing. They are taking their app and they're distributing it. That's how they're getting the V-Bucks payment in the first place. Like I hear what Fortnite is saying and it's pretty like sneaky and smart that they try to get around it
Is
cuz
it
it's
is
not
it smart or is it smart or is it dishonest?
no, it's dishonest and sneaky, but it's like it's smart if they thought they could get away with it. Like obviously Apple would find out, but like normally the purchases, just a little detail, normally the purchases go through like your iCloud, and instead they had an in-app thing, so they got around it. And I think Apple has um every right to take it down. It's their
Agre-
app store.
yeah, agreed. Like if you're not gonna comply with our rules, then get off of our platform.
Exactly. They want to make money off it, not for money. They just see the opportunity, and Fortnite is using their platform to distribute their app. So it's a commission, and I think it was completely not right. It's, as you said, it was dishonest, and I don't know. I just feel like as I just said, it wasn't right.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you said. Like if you're going to use our platform, you have to comply with our rules. So if you can't comply with them, then sorry, you're banned. You know what I'm saying? I think that they have every right to do that. And one could argue like why are they taking 30%? Probably because they're allowing you to be on one of the biggest platforms that will generate a lot of revenue.
Yeah, they have over I don't know exactly, so correct me if I'm wrong, but they have like at least I don't know millions, but lots and lots of players, and a lot of people, and Apple's, yeah, it might be a little too much as some people say, but just I don't know, I just feel like Fortnite could have prevented that. They could have like negotiated with Apple to go down if that was really an issue.
But they wouldn't
Like,
have done that because then two things. They wouldn't have done that because um like they would have done the same. Then every other company on the platform would have came to them and said, "Oh, well, you did it to them. Make the percentage go down for us." The
right.
second thing is that like it makes sense. So an example to that is a few things. So there's a couple. There's a bunch of websites um that will like give you a sponsor through them. So one of them is called like Podcorn. There's a bunch of other ones, and they take a certain percentage from the sponsor to make money. Like it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes 100% sense, and yeah, it just wasn't right. It wasn't right for them to um
Yeah,
go
like
around them.
that's just like how it works. You're using their platform, then you are going to need to comply with their rules, or you can't be on their platform.
I don't know, maybe you can help me understand, but well, you're not Fortnite, so maybe not. But I don't get why they're like fighting this, like suing or whatever they're doing, because it's like it seems pretty clear, I see that like they're violating the antitrust law, but they still have their rules.
It's not necessarily
Apple,
violating the antitrust law if it's their platform. I mean, I
right?
I don't know. I don't know
Exactly.
the law. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge, but
Yeah, I know. I see what you're saying. I just think that like it's interesting that it's like it became like a like they pretty much made it into like a huge thing. I don't know. I just
yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of it will be from like anger and like irate and stuff like that. I just feel like you know what I'm saying? Like they're just annoyed that they're taking 30% of our commission. I'm so annoyed at them. Let's like get back at them or probably the worst thing for them was they tried to get around it. They're like, "Okay, we're annoyed at you. We're not going to sue you for it. We're going to get around it." And then they found out and now it's probably like the last push over the line.
right. Like I don't know. It's also a big loss for Fortnite just having them off the App Store. This could take months. It's a
Yeah, are
huge.
they on the App Store at all? Like if I go to
I'll
the App
check
Store,
right
yeah, that's
now,
I'll do
but
that right now. Like if I go to the App Store and search Fortnite, will they like? I'm kind of curious. For
you can check, but I don't think so because they
No,
said they
it's not
banned
here.
it. Yeah,
Wow,
so
that's so
people
interesting.
buy yeah, I know. People buy
Mm,
V-Bucks every day. I don't know the exact amount, but they're losing money per day.
wow, that's interesting. I didn't.
Well, you didn't think they actually banned it?
No, I mean they did,
Like,
but just to see it, you know what I'm saying? That's how I am. Like I hear something, like okay, cool. Then like I see it for myself. That's pretty cool to me.
yeah. But yeah, like Fortnite fans are pretty upset as they,
That's
makes
just
sense.
that's just bias to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because they like their game and now they can't play it.
Yeah, but I mean they're not listening to the rules.
Right. No, I think it's pretty crazy. All of them jumped on it. Like Google Play, I think they went around Google Play's terms of 30% and Xbox. So I don't have an Xbox in front of
They're
me,
off.
but
They're off the Xbox.
I'm not 100% sure. I didn't check, but Microsoft said they're going in with Apple. So
Oh,
if that
so
is
that could either mean
confirmed.
that they're going in like they're supporting Apple. They think that they're right, or that could mean that they're banning it. But I doubt that. It would have been bigger news, I think. But I don't know.
Right,
We'll
no,
check. We're not
we don't have
100% sure.
Xboxes in front of us.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
could check
no,
afterwards.
yeah, just even just having them down on mobile is a big revenue loss.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
More than 30%, I can tell you that.
Right. Right.
So now on to the next topic, college and COVID-19. So more than 24 colleges were forced to turn to online learning after reopening. So these colleges had hundreds, I don't know if hundreds, but they had a lot of COVID restrictions. Each kid had to go in, they had to get tested before, they had thermometer checks, they had sanitization in the school. Everything was CDC. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't in the school, but based on their statements and what parents and everyone said, is that the school completely complied with all these CDC restrictions. But after school or off campus, these kids were going and they're partying and they're jumping like right next to each other, and it was like, and these videos were of course posted on their public Snapchat and Instagram stories. So administration like saw it, and they were like disgusted. They closed down the school right away. And this didn't just happen in one school. There were hundreds of parties, and they had no compliance of any social distancing. And I just think it's just crazy because we've been through this for so long, and I guess they all got tested and they're like, oh, we're all negative, whatever. But someone was, I guess, asymptomatic, and they spread it to everyone, and they had hundreds of positive cases. It just, I don't know. I think it's upsetting that they didn't like take it more seriously. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a few things. The frustrating thing is that like the school did everything they can. You know,
Yeah.
like they had the guidelines. They had this. I mean, they could have said you can't leave, which I mean that's something to be debated about. Um,
Yeah, I don't think they could have said that much,
well, I mean, like camps, a lot of camps that my friends go to, like my sister, um, where she was going to work, she didn't end up working there because the camp didn't happen. But um, the guideline was going to be that like the counselors who normally go out for dinner or something like that, or go out every other week or whatever it is, would go, but would not be allowed. Nobody in, nobody out.
Right, like the NBA bubble, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, similar to that. But so they could have done that. That's one thing they could have done. But I mean, like if they're following the guidelines, then to me, like that's just disappointing in the students. You know, like that's just expected better.
Yeah, I know. That expected better. That's perfect way to say, because that's what the admissions people, I'm sure that's what they're thinking. Like, yes, we could lock them in their dorms and have a terrible college
Yeah,
experience, but
exactly.
they
But
expected better from
yeah,
them.
like we expect exactly. You are college students
You're 20
from
whatever years
yeah,
old.
exactly, from 18 to whatever, who knows. Um
Right.
we expect you to comply with the rules and
Yeah, you're not 3 years old.
exactly correct. You know, that's like it's different for a preschool teacher to get frustrated with the 3-year-olds who's not wearing their mask than the 21-year-old who is out at a party risking other people's lives.
Yeah, I know, and I just feel it's immature. They could. It takes 3 seconds to put on a mask. What, 2 seconds?
Well,
And
that's not the problem. The problem is that the wearing it
yeah,
for them. You know what I'm saying?
whatever.
Not get caught up
It's
in
not
not get
trendy
got.
enough.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Not get let's
It's
not get
not in.
caught up in the details.
But yeah, I don't know. It's disappointing. It was. I don't know. I feel like schools like ours, we talked about this last episode or 2 episodes ago, can open because we're not going to like parties. Let's say.
Yeah, like for example, a lot of times. So right, that's a good point. So at my school, normally for lunch, you're allowed to go down to the main street, to the main street in our community, and you're allowed to go to the pizza store. You're allowed to go to this store to get lunch and stuff, or whenever if you have a break, if you want to go and get stuff, whatever, to the convenience store, whatever. but that's not happening this year, or for now at least. For the start of the year, you're not allowed to leave for lunch. There's no after school activities. There's nothing like that. So I feel like that is. Do you think that they should have not allowed them to leave the campus? Well, are you sure they left the campus though? Was it on party campus?
I feel like it would have been shut down quicker if it was, but I'm not, of course, I'm not 100% sure if it was on campus or not, but regardless, I don't remember reading that they had to stay on campus.
Hmm.
I assume they had to, when they left campus, there's a whole thing like you have to
Right,
social distance,
right. Regardless, do you think that they should be allowed to leave? Like forgetting this situation.
No, yeah, of course. I think they can go to the store, they can go to Target and get decor for their whatever, their dorms and whatever. I think that's okay. I just don't think they should pile into a nightclub or a bar or wherever and be right next to each other.
Yeah, but that's a very gray area.
What
When
do
you
you mean?
start saying they're allowed to leave, but only to this store,
Well, they're allowed,
that's a risk.
fine. They're allowed to leave and like social distance and like be. They're allowed to leave safely. You know.
That yeah, but once you start opening up the discussion, that's a
Right.
pretty dangerous thing.
Yeah, I know. Well, it shouldn't be. It's kind of sad that it is. They should be able to like comply with these things. They
Correct,
should be able
correct.
to listen.
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
So on to the next thing. Breaking news just a few hours ago. A report came that Kim Jong Un, the leader of North Korea, is in a coma. Now, by the time you're listening to this, he could be dead, God forbid, or he can be reported fake, or who knows. But as of now, it is understood that he's in a coma. A few days after he gave power, not full power, a few days after he gave some responsibilities to, I believe it was his sister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
just
I think she's overseeing the relationship between North Korea and the United States, some other stuff. So something that some people are suggesting is that like last time, it's sad that there's last time that there's the whole thing about he like went missing and stuff like that. Like some people said it was just propaganda, like he faked his death. Some people said there really was a medical thing. So I mean, like it's a little similar to like the boy who cried wolf, the boy who cried wolf.
incredible.
Um, but I think it seems pretty legit this time. You know what I'm saying? Like last time it was very gray. Last time it was just like we can't, like we don't know, like he's gone, like he's no. Now there's a real report that he is in a coma.
Right, no, what when I saw that alert, when I got that like bing bing, like I was like, this is legit. You want to know why? Because I saw that after giving power to sister. If he was just like propaganding, he wouldn't give any power to sister. This is what differentiates it from
Well,
like that.
I don't know. You think he saw himself? You think he thought he was gonna go into a coma?
No, well, it's also they do like medically induced comas if he's really not well. So he could have like or like
You're making a lot of assumptions.
right, no, but I really think that it's something serious if they had him sign something to give her power. It seemed like a last based on like multiple news outlets in North Korea, it seems like a last like resort to ever give his sister like power unless it was bad.
Yeah, I got you.
So we
Potentially, I
will
don't know.
see when this episode goes out if he is, God forbid, dead or what the situation is because it is currently unfolding.
Right.
So on to sports. The Mets, the New York Mets baseball team, has confirmed COVID cases, and this is Josh's beloved team. So I don't think he's too happy. Well, I don't
Suffered a
think
whole
anyone's
weekend so far
happy.
without watching the Mets.
Yes. As we were just
No,
saying,
but in all seriousness, it's a very serious situation and sad that one unnamed staff member, one unnamed player have tested positive for the coronavirus. In all seriousness.
yeah, it's upsetting as we talked about in previous episodes. I think like at least twice or three times before, that um that like the cases are only going up. It's only inevitable that they're hitting like the next team. I just they I heard that excuse me, I heard that the Mets did like a whole round of testing and that there was no confirmed cases, but that was this past week, so we'll have to see if there are any more confirmed. I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you think of the overall baseball season? We talked about this
Yeah, I
before.
mean, I actually respect the MLB players, the players for continuing to play after a lot of these outbreaks happening.
A couple opted out, but yeah, not it's just I don't know. I just feel like they're risking their lives for their money, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, they have to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's not our decision to make.
Right, no, obviously it's every player's decision and they made that decision, but yeah, that's a good point. I'm pretty surprised also that they none of them like went on strike or like did something major, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like it's interesting what the NBA did because like shifting a little bit, the NBA I don't believe had any positive cases, maybe a couple. So I think like that bubble thing worked. And like what
Right.
you've said before is that like they weren't traveling. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, traveling is the main way to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're going from one state to another with playing with different players from different clubhouses and they don't know where they've been, you know?
Right. Right. So, also on the topic of baseball and sports, so a Reds announcer for the Cincinnati Reds said an offensive word to the gay community and was suspended for the season by Fox as he works for them. So, just what are some thoughts that you have?
As we were talking about this when we were preparing, I had a couple thoughts. I just think that I don't know, it's hard cuz he said it when he thought he was off air, you know? It's he said it as it seemed to be like, "Oh, no big deal," because like it's not airing. It seems that like he said
But
I
uh,
don't know if it's true. What?
that's first of all that's irrelevant. Whether or not he said it while he was on air, and he was on air, and it's irrelevant that the fact of the matter is that he said what he said.
No, I didn't finish. I'm not saying what he said was right at all. I'm just saying that like it's pretty disgusting that like he it seems like obviously I don't know, I can't say this, but like he it seems like he said it without like a problem, you know? I listened to the tape and he it seemed like it was like something usual, you know? Like no one else on the studio like said like what? Like I don't know. I just feel like
Because they yeah, but that's just them acting professional.
right, I guess so. I don't know. It's just disgusting, you know? How like it would even come to his mind. Did
Yeah,
you
and I
hear
mean,
what he said?
yeah, I did hear what you said. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think it's good that he was suspended. I think he should be fired.
Yeah, I think he will be.
You think he should or he shouldn't? Because
No,
you said in the before we started recording.
what did I say? It's off air. We can't talk.
No, I
Joking.
mean, you said
I
you
don't,
didn't know if you supported him being fired.
well, I don't like that doesn't mean I support anything he said, you know,
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
put it out
100%.
there. But I just think that I don't know. I just what it's a totally different world. I have to be honest, you know. It's that no, it's not a different world. It's not right what he said. Like he should have been fired, but I feel like they only did it because he was on air. I really think that if no one else heard and it wasn't like everyone tweeting about it, everyone posting about it, I really don't think he would have been fired. If the cameras rolled 2 seconds after, I don't think he would have been fired.
Disagree.
Really?
I think it would get out. It would go on social media and it would be
How'd it
caught.
get out though? Nothing was recording. Everything was off commercial break. Like I don't know. You think none of these announcers ever like cursed once or something, like by accident off air or something? I don't know by accident, but
There's difference between
I
cursing and
know.
saying an incredibly offensive term to
Right.
the gay community.
Right. I don't know. I just it's tough to know, you know, because no
I
one knows.
support the decision of him being fired.
No, I also well suspended. Yeah, I think he also should be fired, and there's consequences. I just think that I don't know. It's tough, you know. It's a very like
Yeah,
controversial and it's very like difficult situation to
yeah.
understand.
So on to our just quick one fact for the episode. is that lightning strikes Earth 6,000 times per minute.
What?
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing to me.
Really?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, whoa. Like, this has been, I don't know, like 30 minutes or something. And that's quick math. Boom. That's a lot of lightning strikes. Wow. So 6,000 times.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's the end, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Follow us on Instagram at The Young Half. Check us out on your favorite podcasting platforms. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. And if you want to help us grow, consider supporting us on anchor.fm/theyounghalf/support or press the link in the description. For questions or comments, consider emailing us at theyounghalf@gmail.com. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe.